Of course people aren't gonna like it. This film is just an easy target. People are just being unfair. Come on, I'll watch it. Let's see how it is. Well, that sucked. Hey, what's up, folks? It's the Methodical AAA, and I just watched Fanforstic. And yes, I'm gonna call it that because, honestly, it doesn't really deserve the title of Fantastic Four. Let me just get right into it. This film is not good. And because it's not good, I have been compelled to talk about it, like anything else. And no, except it's kind of different now, because I've decided to write a paper on it. Yes, I decided to write a college paper detailing the reasons why I feel this film sucks so hard. So, let me just get right into it. 5 reasons, among many, why Fantastic Four 2015 sucks donkeys. Number 5, it had no excuse to suck and or be all dark and gritty and shit. What do I mean by that? The freaking blueprint had been laid out for this film. Everybody knows where the previous Fantastic Four film screwed up, and we've seen how to make team-based oriented superhero films that work for the most part. Hell, you don't even necessarily need those films. The best seasons of Power Rangers show some of the best team building on television, period. Of course, if you don't want that, maybe you could draw inspiration from, I don't know, the source material. And what was up with the dark atmosphere? The title is called Fantastic Four. What about this title says, hey, this is a perfect time for a dark reimagining of the comics? The same comics that have characters named Mr. Fantastic and The Thing. Yeah. But if you're gonna judge that, that's probably like the 90th thing wrong with the film. So moving on to number 4. What is the deal with Doom? I know everybody hates Dr. Doom. Well, it's not even Dr. Doom, it's just Doom. I know everybody hates Doom in this film because he's pretty much the Fanforstic equivalent of Weapon 11. But I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about how stupid Doom is in this specific film. Because honestly, I believe you can change characters in a film as long as you keep the essence of the character in the film. Do they keep the essence? Well, oh, and just so you know, Doom in this film, he's not a sorcerer like he is in the comics, because of course he isn't. So, Victor Von Doom was a protege of Franklin Storm, and he dated Sue Storm, but the two broke up because, of course, they did. He sees Reed getting all chatty with Sue and apparently feels jealous, but nothing happens with that. In fact, he tends to hang out with Reed more than Sue, so kind of skewed priorities there. But then, for reasons that I'll get into later, he, Reed, Johnny, and Ben decide to go to Planet Zero, which is the negative zone in this film. And Victor gets acid spilled on him or some shit and he falls to his apparent death. But anyway, not even 20 minutes left in the film, he reappears as Doom and decides, hey, Planet Zero is my home now for reasons. So instead of just going back to Planet Zero, I'm gonna destroy the Earth because of reasons. You know, I would ask why, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna get an answer anyway, so let's just move on to number 3. Oh, and by the way, he's pretty much dead in this film, like straight up dead, and I refuse to believe that that was a Doom bot. If this fool can't even give a good reason why he's trying to destroy the Earth, he's officially incapable of creating anything that requires intelligence to do so. Moving on. Page turn. Number 3. Reed Richards kinda sucks. Okay, so in the comics, Reed Richards is a natural leader as well as one of the smartest characters in the Marvel Universe. In this film, okay, so first off, Victor Von Doom is smarter than him because he straight up corrects one of Reed Richards' equations. He's like, get that bullshit out of here. This is how you do it, buddy. Okay, that might not be so bad. But once the accident happens that gives these guys their powers, Reed escapes with his stretchiness and finds Ben Grimm, who's supposed to be his best friend in this film, by the way. He finds Ben Grimm all rockified. Ben is pleading, begging Reed to help him out of this situation. And Reed just escapes and goes AWOL and remains AWOL for a year. Seriously? Your supposed best friend is begging you to help him out of a situation that you instigated, and you're just in Central America doing whatever. And please, don't try to tell me that, oh, he was trying to find a cure. With what? With what? Tell me, what earthly product can possibly cure something that is literally out of this world? Only until there is literally 5 minutes left of the film does Reed actually lead the team. But the team has its own problems that I'll eventually get into. But remember how I mentioned Ben Grimm? Right, well, number 2. Why is Ben Grimm in this film? I know, it sounds like a stupid question to ask considering that Ben Grimm is 1/4 of the Fantastic Four. But probably the most baffling thing about his character is how little we see of him in this film. No joke, by the end, Ben Grimm / The Thing probably has about 20 minutes of screen time in the entire film, if even that. Hell, dude only had like 4 minutes of screen time before he actually became the Thing. You know that something is wrong when the title is Fantastic Four, and you see scenes of 4 characters working, laughing with each other, and having a good time, but Ben Grimm isn't one of them. Seriously, if someone walked into the film right at one of the scenes that I was talking about, and they knew nothing about this film other than the title, they would naturally assume, oh, okay, so these must be the Fantastic Four. Yeah, if the Fantastic Four suddenly included Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Victor Von Doom, I mean, by the end, Ben pretty much resents Reed for his current state of being, Johnny only talked to Ben once and is pretty much an asshole to him, and Sue hasn't even exchanged one word with Ben. You cannot be serious. But, moving on. Now, if there is one thing that Guardians of the Galaxy has taught me, is that you can have uninteresting supporting characters who are quite literally just cannon fodder, and you can have villains who are so boring that they make you find the ceiling more interesting. But as long as you make the title characters fun, enjoyable, and something you would like to see more of, you can still technically succeed at what you're trying to do. Which leads me into the biggest problem with this film. Number 1, the film wastes its and the viewer's time by being stupid with the Fantastic Four. Let me just get right into it. The film actually seems like it's working towards something by building its team until you realize, as I said before, that Ben Grimm isn't part of the team. But okay. The whole reason why these guys decide to go up in space in the first place was because they were drunk. Yep. Reed pretty much drunk called Ben and told him to get his ass to the Baxter building so they can go into space. Ben, being sober, should have said, oh, no, screw that shit. You're on your own, buddy. That's stupid. But no, I guess because Ben is stupid, he agrees and shenanigans ensue. Then a year passes and these 4 pretty much spend every waking moment apart and not becoming a team. This entire film without credits is 90 minutes. By the hour mark, there's 30 minutes left in the film. By the hour mark, these 4 are still barely aware of each other's existence. That reminds me, there was a superhero film that came out exactly 10 years ago that used this time very, very wisely. In fact, by the hour mark, something awesome happened. What happened? Oh yeah. I'm Batman. But moving on. Oh, this hurts my brain. Then they waste time getting Reed back, which wouldn't even need to happen if he was there leading the team from the beginning. Then, by an hour and 15 minutes, Doom shows up and starts wrecking shit for reasons, and still by an hour and 15 minutes the team still has yet to get their shit together. That also reminds me, there was another superhero film that came out just last year that used this time also very well, and ironically this was also a team-based superhero film. In fact, a little past the hour and 15 minute mark, something interesting happened. What happened? Oh yeah.
I for one am not gonna stand by and watch as Ronan wipes out billions of innocent lives.
I have lived most of my life surrounded by my enemies. I will be grateful to die among my friends.
You are an honorable man, Quill. I will fight beside you. I am Groot.
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway.
Bunch of jackasses standing in a circle.
But moving on, the team then comes together for all of about 2.5 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie, there is some enjoyment to be had with Reed finally rallying the troops, despite neither of them actually having a reason to listen to him in the first place. And they successfully defeat Doom. Hooray. Would have actually been a lot more impactful if they were, a team. Hell, the whole brother-sister dynamic of Johnny and Sue Storm is never explored because the two only share like, what, 2 30-second scenes together? Reed and Sue getting together, yeah, okay, the film pretty much makes sure that that's probably not gonna happen anytime soon. No, we'll save that for a sequel. Yeah. Seriously, by the end, I can totally see Ben Grimm looking at the 3 of them like,
I am going to murder all of you in cold blood, and I'm going to sleep like a baby.
The moral of the story is, don't watch this movie. If I could sum up this film in one word, it would probably be painful. But it's a weird kind of painful. It's like the painful that you don't really understand until the film is over. It's like when you're watching the film, like 20 minutes in, you're like, okay, the film's not great, but it's not terrible. By the hour mark, you're like, where is this film going? And by the end, oh boy, by the end, that's where the pain sets in, right before the credits. Ben Grimm says something that, you know, he would be the least likely to say this. He says, oh yeah, it's fantastic. And Reed looks at Ben like, say that again? It's fantastic. Guys, I think I just found the title of our group. Yeah. The only thing you're able to think about is, wow, I could have done something much more productive in the time I spent watching this crap. Oh wait, something good did happen. No, it didn't have actually anything to do with the film, but something good did happen. It made me think of a corny joke, and I'm gonna share with you right now. What is Hank Pym's favorite Woody Allen film?
Ants. Ants. Ant-Man.
Did you get it? That's my not so subtle way of saying you should probably watch Ant-Man instead of this film. Even if you watched it already, just watch it again. Just don't give this film money, please. Just let it die. So my final verdict would be, you know what? I don't feel like giving it a grade. I want to take my own advice. I just want to let it die. So yeah, that's all I had to say. So thanks for listening, and I'm the Methodical AAA, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna go watch X-Men Origins Wolverine in order to wash my brain out. So yeah, bye.